is there comes a time in your life when you have to stop explaining yourself, when you have to stop trying to prove what you're doing to people who can't even see the vision God placed in you, is when you have to stop posting every move, stop telling everybody your plan, and start building quietly, because not everybody is clapping for you. Not everybody is praying for you, is some just watching to see when you'll fall. Silence becomes your power when noise no longer feeds your purpose, is, and growth becomes unstoppable when you stop needing validation for every small step you take. The real winners, they move differently. They don't show up to impress, they show up to progress. Is they build when nobody's watching, they grind when nobody claps, they cry in private, they heal in silence, and they rise in the most unexpected moments. That's how you win in silence, is. That's how you become untouchable. That's how you become unshakable. See, most people want to announce the foundation before the house is even ready. Is. They want to tell the world what they're about to do before they even start doing it. But the truth is, power moves are made in quiet seasons. The loudest success comes from the calmest grind. Is. When you stop telling people what's next and just show them the results, that's when they start paying attention. Don't rush to prove who you are. Let your consistency speak for you. Is. Let your results do the talking. Sometimes the best thing you can say is nothing. Sometimes silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. When you start building quietly, is. You stop wasting energy explaining why you're not available for every conversation, why you're not at every event, why you're not posting every detail online. Because while others are busy talking, is you're busy transforming. You're putting in work that can't be seen yet, but will soon speak louder than any words. People may laugh, they may doubt, they may whisper, but when the results show, is they'll have no choice but to listen. Winning in silence doesn't mean hiding forever. It means protecting your peace, guarding your growth, is, and focusing so deeply that noise can't distract you anymore. The first way to win in silence is to master self-discipline. You can't build quietly if you can't control your impulses. Is. You can't say you want success, but spend your nights comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Is. You can't say you're working on yourself, but give your energy to every distraction that calls your name. Self-discipline is when you tell yourself, I don't need to prove this to anybody today. Is. I just need to be better than I was yesterday. That's the real mindset shift. The world may not clap for your progress, but you keep showing up anyway. You wake up early when no one knows. Is. You read when no one's watching. You pray, you grind, you repeat. That's how real change starts. You don't need to post it, you need to practice it. You don't need approval, you need alignment. Is. The second way to win in silence is to protect your vision. Don't share big dreams with small minds. Some people don't have the capacity to understand what God placed in you. Is. So when you tell them your plans, they shrink it down to their level of belief. Protect your ideas the way a seed protects its root. Hidden, nurtured, unseen. Is. You can't expose a seed to harsh weather and expect it to grow. The same goes for your dreams. Let them grow underground before you expose them to the world. People can't ruin what they don't know. Is. Keep it sacred. Some things are meant for your spirit, not for social media. When you nurture your goals in private, you'll be amazed how they bloom in public. Is. The third way to win in silence is to embrace patience. Growth doesn't happen overnight. Success isn't Amazon Prime delivery. You can't order it and expect it in 2 days. Is. You've got to go through seasons of waiting, working, and watering. Sometimes you'll feel like nothing is happening, but everything is happening. You're being shaped, stretched, and strengthened. Is. Don't quit in the quiet season because you can't see results yet. That's the very season that defines who you'll become. The quiet season is where the strong are made and the weak give up. Is. If you can survive the silence, you'll own the stage later. Every delay is preparing your delivery. Don't rush what takes time to build character. Don't envy those who rise fast. Is. Anything built fast can fall faster. You want something that lasts. not something that just looks good for a moment. The fourth way to win in silence is to detach from validation. Stop needing people to notice your grind. Stop waiting for someone to pat you on the back before you move. The truth is, not everyone will understand the work you're doing. Some will judge it, some will downplay it, and some will act like they didn't see it. But the beautiful part of silent growth is that you no longer depend on applause to keep going. You start realizing that your worth doesn't need witnesses, that your greatness doesn't need agreement. You begin to operate from a place of peace, not performance. You stop chasing approval and start chasing purpose. You realize that when you build quietly, you're not being secretive, you're being selective with your energy. You're no longer trying to convince anyone because your results will convince everyone. The fifth way to win in silence is to stay consistent no matter how long it takes. Consistency is the quiet twin of greatness. You can't be on fire one week and cold the next. You can't build momentum if you keep restarting every time it gets hard. You've got to be relentless, not just excited. The quiet workers win because they understand that small progress is still progress. While others are talking about what they're going to do, you're doing it. You show up when you don't feel like it. You push when it's boring. You commit when it's uncomfortable, because you know that real results come from repetition, not recognition. You don't wait for perfect conditions, you make imperfect progress. Over time, that adds up to something unstoppable. The sixth way to win in silence is to let your success make the noise. You don't have to announce it when you arrive. The world will notice when you walk indifferent. They'll feel the glow of your confidence, the calm in your spirit, the strength in your walk. That's what silent building does. It changes your energy before it changes your environment. The person you become while building quietly is the reward itself. Because once you've learned to grind without applause, you can't be broken by silence again. You stop being addicted to attention and start being devoted to purpose. Most people lose because they can't handle the quiet. They want recognition too soon. They want applause before they've earned it. They want results before they've planted seeds. But the truth is greatness grows in secret. You think the tree just appeared overnight. No, it spent years forming roots before it ever reached the surface. The foundation always takes the longest, but it's also the most important. Don't curse your foundation season. Don't rush it. You're being prepared. You're being refined. You're learning to depend on your faith, not feedback. You're learning that the grind must be internal before it ever becomes external. Building yourself quietly is not about hiding. It's about healing. It's about repairing the parts of you that applause can't fix. Because if you're not right within, you'll crumble the moment the crowd stops cheering. Silence helps you face yourself. It forces you to deal with your fears, your habits, your weaknesses. It exposes the truth that success is not what you get, it's who you become. And becoming takes time. It takes solitude. It takes being okay with not being seen for a while. The reason silence feels uncomfortable is because you've been conditioned to equate noise with progress. But silence is where clarity lies. When you're quiet, you start hearing your own intuition again. You start realizing what's draining you and what's feeding you. You start detaching from the pressure to prove and reconnecting to the purpose to grow. The world glorifies the spotlight, but the real champions train in the dark. They rehearse, they refine, they reset. And when their moment comes, they're ready. That's what happens when you build quietly. You don't just get ready, you stay ready. Stop telling people what you're about to do. Stop announcing every goal like it's a breaking headline. Do the work and disappear. Let your discipline post for you. Let your peace speak for you. Let your new energy confuse the ones who used to know you. People should see your growth and ask, what happened to you? That's when you know you've leveled up, because growth in silence produces transformation, not performance. You don't owe the world a progress report. You owe yourself commitment. There's power in being underestimated. Is, when people think you're not doing much, that's when you're the most dangerous. Because they can't compete with what they can't see. They can't block what they don't know. So let them sleep on you. Let them think you fell off. Let them talk. One day, the same people who ignored you will quote you. The same ones who laughed will listen. Is, the same ones who doubted will study your discipline. But none of that matters anymore, because once you've learned to win quietly, you don't need to prove anything. Is, you've already proven it to yourself. Don't confuse stillness with stagnation. Just because it looks calm doesn't mean nothing's happening. Is, think about the ocean. It looks peaceful on the surface, but there's a whole world of movement underneath. That's what silent growth feels like. You might not see results yet, but deep inside everything is shifting. You're learning patience, you're mastering focus, you're upgrading your mindset. Every day you choose to stay committed instead of complaining, you're building momentum. Is every time you choose silence over arguing, peace over drama, purpose over noise, you're winning quietly. Sometimes you'll have to walk alone. Don't fear that. The path of quiet growth is narrow. Is, not everyone can go with you. Not everyone can understand your focus. Not everyone can handle your boundaries. But that's okay. The less people around you, the more space for your growth. Is, you'll realize that solitude isn't loneliness, it's strength. It's the gym where your mind trains, where your vision strengthens, where your purpose gets clearer. Silence becomes your sanctuary. Is, you begin to love the process more than the praise. You start understanding that the grind is not punishment, it's preparation. There's a difference between moving in silence and living in fear. Is, fear hides because it doubts, silence builds because it believes. You're not staying quiet because you're scared, you're staying quiet because you're focused. You don't have time to argue, is to prove, to explain. You've got goals that need your full attention. Every time you feel tempted to announce your next step, remind yourself, moves speak louder than mentions. Is, let your results introduce you. Let your success tell the story. Keep your circle small. Surround yourself with people who understand silent growth. The ones who don't need updates. Is, who trust your process, who celebrate your discipline even when the world doesn't see it yet. That's your tribe. They'll pray for you in silence. Is, they'll check on your peace more than your progress. That's the kind of energy that fuels destiny. You don't need a crowd, you need connection. You don't need approval, you need accountability. Is, you'll start noticing that once you build quietly, your peace multiplies. You stop reacting to nonsense. You stop caring who's watching. You stop explaining why you're different. Is, you realize that not everyone deserves access to your energy. Silence teaches you boundaries, and boundaries protect your blessing. The less you speak, the more you see. The more you see, is, the wiser you become. There will come a day when all that quiet work pays off, when you'll look around and realize everything you prayed for has found you. And people will wonder how you did it. They'll ask, when did this happen? And you'll smile because they never saw the nights you stayed up studying, the mornings you woke before sunrise. Is, the sacrifices you made when no one was watching. They'll see the glory, but they'll never know the grind. And that's okay. You didn't do it for them anyway. Is, you did it for the person you were becoming. So keep building quietly. Keep working when nobody claps. Keep planting when no one notices. Because the day will come when your fruits speak for themselves. Is, you won't have to prove your worth. You won't have to chase respect. You'll walk into rooms that your silent seasons prepared you for. And when you do, is, you'll realize that the silence was never empty. It was full of purpose. It was molding you, humbling you, and teaching you to stand strong without needing to be seen. Your silence is not weakness. Is, it's strategy. It's power. It's peace. Keep your focus private, your prayers loud, and your progress consistent. Build yourself quietly and let the world find out later. Is, every single day you wake up, you are given another chance to get it right. Another sunrise means God hasn't given up on you yet. You may have failed yesterday is you may have disappointed yourself last night, but the moment your eyes open this morning, that means you still got purpose, you still got a reason to move, to fight, to build yourself one more time. C is improvement isn't about doing something huge all at once. It's about the little things you do every single day when nobody's clapping for you. It's about that quiet moment when you choose to try again instead of giving up. It's when you pick yourself off the ground, even when it hurts, and whisper to yourself that you're not done yet. That's self-improvement. That's the real grind that nobody sees. People want success, but they don't want the process. They want change, but they don't want to go through the pain that comes with growth. You can't be the same person and expect your life to get better. You got to evolve. You got to demand more from yourself than what you gave yesterday. You got to look at the mirror and tell that reflection, we're not staying the same another year, another month, another day. Every day you got two choices: to step forward into growth or to step back into comfort. Comfort will destroy you slowly because it looks easy, it feels good for a moment, but it kills your potential quietly. Growth hurts. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth will make you question yourself, but it's the only thing that makes you better. You can't improve your life without improving your habits. You can't improve your future without improving your attitude. People talk about luck, but luck only shows up when preparation meets opportunity. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you are preparing yourself for that opportunity. Every time you say no to the old version of yourself, you're getting closer to the new one you dream about. That's why I tell people, stop comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. You don't see their struggle, you don't see their late nights, you don't see the years of self-doubt they had to conquer. You see the results, but not the grind. So stop measuring your progress by someone else's success. Your race is yours alone. Stay in your lane and run it like your life depends on it, because it does. There will be days when you feel like you're not moving at all. Days when it looks like nothing is changing. But those are the days when God is working behind the scenes. He's building something inside you that you can't see yet. Improvement doesn't always show up as progress on the outside. Sometimes it's the battle inside your mind that you win quietly. When you say, I'm not going back to my old ways. When you decide that no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit this time. That's improvement. That's transformation. You got to understand, greatness isn't born in comfort, it's created in the struggle. The nights you cried, the days you doubted yourself, the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. That's the foundation of your future strength. That's what separates the successful from the average. Not talent, not money, but persistence. The ability to show up when everything in you says stop. You can't wait for motivation every day. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline, that's what will carry you when you don't feel like it. Discipline is waking up early when your body says sleep. Discipline is working on your dream when nobody's watching. Discipline is staying consistent even when you see no results. That's how you improve day by day. Not with big leaps, but with small steps that you repeat every single day until they become your lifestyle. You won't see change overnight. You won't become successful in a week. But one day, after all those small choices, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You'll realize that you didn't need to be perfect. You just needed to be persistent. You needed to keep moving, no matter how slow. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There's no perfect moment. There's only right now. Right now is the only time you got. If you keep waiting for everything to line up perfectly, you'll waste your life waiting. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. That's how you improve. That's how you grow. People think success is some magical destination, but it's a journey of thousands of small improvements made one day at a time. You got to be patient with yourself. You won't always get it right. You'll mess up. You'll fall back. But don't let that stop you. Every time you fail, you learn something. Is, every time you make a mistake, you become wiser. So stop fearing failure. Fear staying the same. Fear waking up 10 years from now realizing you never tried. Is, fear wasting your potential because you wanted comfort more than change. The world doesn't reward the most talented. It rewards the most consistent. You can have all the gifts in the world. Is, but if you don't use them, they mean nothing. You got to show up for yourself every single day, even on the days when nobody believes in you, even on the days when it feels pointless. Is, because the truth is, it's not about who's watching, it's about who you're becoming. When you commit to improving yourself every day, something powerful happens. Your mind starts to change. Is, your confidence grows, your habits align with your purpose, and that's when opportunities start showing up, because you've become the kind of person who can handle them. See, is, life doesn't give you what you ask for, it gives you what you prepare for. So start preparing like the life you dream about is coming tomorrow. Work like it's already on the way. Is, because when you move with that kind of faith, things begin to shift. Doors open. People notice. The universe responds to consistency and belief. Is, most people quit because they don't see results fast enough. They give up right before the breakthrough. You got to understand, everything takes time. You can't rush your growth. Is, you can't microwave success. The strongest trees take the longest to grow because their roots go deep. You want depth, not just speed. You want foundation, not just fame. You want peace, is, not just applause. So while you're improving yourself, remember why you started. Remember the dream that kept you awake at night. Remember the version of you that was tired of being average. Is, keep that fire alive. Protect it from negativity, from doubt, from fear. Because fear will talk you out of your blessings if you let it. Fear will whisper that you're not good enough. Is, that you'll never make it. But faith will remind you that you already got everything you need inside you. You just need to activate it through action. Action kills doubt. Every time you act, is, even when scared, you weaken fear's power over your life. And I know life gets hard. Sometimes you give your best and still get hurt. Sometimes you try everything and nothing works. But listen, is, pain is not the signal to quit. It's the signal to grow. You got to learn to use your pain as fuel. Every time someone doubts you, let that fuel you. Every time you fail, let that teach you. Is, every time you fall, let that humble you. Pain will either break you or build you, depending on what you do with it. So decide that your pain will push you, not stop you. Is, you don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life tests you, when it challenges your patience, your faith, your character. Those are the moments that shape you. Don't curse the struggle. Is, it's building you. Don't hate the process, it's preparing you. Don't rush the journey, it's refining you. Because every step, every tear, every setback is making you stronger than before. Is, people will doubt you. They will laugh. They will say you've changed. But that's the point. You're supposed to change. You're not supposed to stay the same person forever. Is, growth will make some people uncomfortable because your progress reminds them of their stagnation. Don't let that stop you. Keep moving. Is, don't explain your journey to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Let your results speak. Let your peace speak. Let your success be your response. Is, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. The only person you need to impress is the person you were yesterday. If you're better than that version today, you're winning. That's improvement. Is, that's purpose. That's growth. Every day, wake up and say, today I'm going to be 1% better than I was yesterday. That's it, just 1%. Because those small percentages add up. Over time, is, that 1% becomes 100%. That's how you transform your life. That's how you become unstoppable. You got to protect your environment. Is, you can't improve yourself if you keep surrounding yourself with negativity. Some people will drain your energy not because they're bad, but because they're stuck. Is, don't let them keep you stuck too. If you want to fly, you can't keep hanging with people who are comfortable crawling. Distance doesn't mean disrespect. It means you're focused. It means you're serious about your growth. Surround yourself with people who make you better, who push you, who challenge you to rise higher. Iron sharpens iron. You can't grow around dull energy. So be intentional about who you allow around your dreams, because your circle determines your ceiling. You can't soar if your circle doesn't believe in flight. And most importantly, never forget gratitude. Improvement without gratitude leads to emptiness. Be thankful for how far you've come. Be thankful for the small progress. Be thankful for the lessons, even the painful ones. Because gratitude turns struggle into strength. It keeps your heart humble and your spirit strong. Every morning when you wake up, say thank you. Thank you for the breath. Thank you for another chance. Thank you for the opportunity to try again. Because when you live with gratitude, even on hard days, you'll find reasons to smile. That's how you keep going. That's how you keep improving, day by day, step by step, with faith, with patience, with purpose, and with heart. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. When you learn to move in silence, you learn to build power. You don't have to announce every plan. You don't have to prove every dream. You don't have to explain every move. Because when you truly know where you're headed, noise becomes a distraction. As you start to understand that real growth doesn't need validation, it needs focus. When you're serious about your goals, you stop wasting time trying to convince people who don't believe in you. You stop sharing your dreams with those who only see limitations. You start protecting your energy like it's gold, because it is. Your energy, your focus is. Your mindset, that's the foundation of everything you're building. People talk too much, but the real ones move in silence. They build in silence, they grind in silence, and they let the world find out when it's already done. There's a peace that comes when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop trying to justify your growth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You don't owe anyone an explanation for wanting more out of life, You don't owe anyone a reason for leveling up. The truth is, most people are not supposed to understand your journey because it's not theirs. And that's okay. Don't waste your breath defending your dream. Use that energy to build it. Use that energy to work in silence while they talk, because the louder the talk, the smaller the results and the quieter the grind, the bigger the surprise. Every seed grows underground before it breaks the surface. Every dream develops in the dark before it shines in the light. So don't despise the silent season. Don't think silence means nothing is happening. Silence means you're being planted. And when the time is right, the world will see what you've been working on. People don't realize how dangerous distractions are. The world is full of noise. Everyone's talking, everyone's posting, everyone's comparing. But the ones who really win are the ones who know how to disconnect from all that noise. They focus on themselves. They focus on their craft. They focus on getting better, not getting attention. You don't need attention. You need consistency. You don't need to be seen. You need to be solid. Because when you're solid, your work will speak for you. Your results will speak for you. The people making noise now might laugh at you. They might doubt you. But when your results show up, they'll have no choice but to respect you. That's why you win in silence, because silence protects your dreams from opinions. It protects your vision from jealousy. It protects your progress from pressure. When you talk too much, you invite doubt. When you share too soon, you invite negativity. Not everyone who smiles at you wants to see you win. Some people clap just to count your steps. That's why you have to protect your progress. Move quietly. Stay focused. There's a special power in privacy. The things people can't see, they can't attack. The things they don't understand, they can't destroy. Keep your peace sacred. Keep your vision between you and God until it's strong enough to stand on its own. Because when your dream is still growing, it's fragile. It needs care. It needs protection. It needs silence. Just like a seed needs the soil, darkness, and time before it breaks through the ground, your dream needs your patience and faith before it shines in the open. is winning in silence doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing everything without the need for applause. It means waking up early, staying disciplined, staying focused, and working on yourself when nobody is watching. It means building the foundation when the crowd isn't around. Because when the spotlight finally hits you, it'll be too late for people to question how you got there. They'll just see the results and say you're lucky. But luck is what happens when you've been grinding in silence. You can't fake preparation. You can't fake consistency. You can't fake discipline. You can't fake belief. That's what makes you unstoppable when your moment finally arrives. Some people are addicted to being seen. They want to post every step, every move, every win. But understand this, attention fades, but excellence remains. Fame disappears, but value lasts forever. When you chase attention, you become a slave to validation. When you chase excellence, you become a master of your craft. You got to choose which one you want. Do you want to impress people or impact people? Do you want to look successful or be successful? Because those are two different things. The loudest people are often the least secure. The quiet ones they're dangerous because they don't need to prove anything. They just do the work. They don't talk about the storm they're walking through. They come out of it with strength that can't be faked. Silence sharpens your focus. When you stop talking and start doing, your energy shifts. You start to notice how much time you wasted explaining your plans to people who never cared. You start to see how much energy you lost trying to convince doubters. That's when you realize that the best revenge is not words, it's progress. It's peace. It's purpose. Silence gives you clarity. When you move quietly, you can hear your thoughts better. You can hear your intuition, your inner voice guiding you. The noise of the world can't drown out your purpose when you learn to stay still. Stillness doesn't mean you're stuck. It means you're strategic. It means you're learning. It means you're studying your moves before you make them. That's what winners do. They don't move impulsively. They move intentionally. They don't rush to show. They wait to grow. There will be moments when silence feels lonely. When you start improving, when you start separating yourself from the noise, you'll notice your circle getting smaller. That's not a loss. That's alignment. The higher you go, the thinner the air gets. You're not meant to take everyone with you. Some people can't handle your growth. Some people only like the old version of you. The one who was easy to control, easy to distract. But when you start walking in silence, you become unpredictable. You become powerful. You become focused. And that scares people who want you to stay the same. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't dim your light to fit into their darkness. Keep building quietly. Keep improving. Because one day when they see what you've built, they'll realize why you went silent. Discipline is lonely. Self-growth is lonely. But it's worth it. While they're partying, you're working. While they're sleeping, you're studying. While they're complaining, you're creating. And when the time comes, the difference will be clear. The same people who doubted you will be the same ones asking how you did it. You don't owe them an explanation. Just smile and keep going. Because silence doesn't mean weakness. It means maturity. It means you've learned that talking doesn't build anything, action does. Every winner you admire had a season of silence. Every great story had a hidden chapter. You just didn't see it because they were busy working while you were watching. They didn't post every failure. They didn't announce every setback. They didn't broadcast every dream. They stayed low until it was time to rise. You can't shine if you're not willing to be unseen for a while. You can't lead if you're not willing to learn in the dark. Darkness builds discipline. Silence builds strength. Waiting builds wisdom. That's the foundation of success. The people who rush for fame end up burning out, but the ones who move quietly, they last. Because their foundation is strong, their motives are pure, and their focus is unshakable. Silence teaches you self-control. It teaches you patience. It teaches you to respond with results instead of reactions. When you stop reacting to every insult, every opinion, every distraction, you start to win emotionally. Not every battle needs your response. Not every comment deserves your attention. Sometimes silence is the most powerful answer you can give. It confuses your enemies, it humbles your critics, and it strengthens your spirit. Because silence forces you to go inward, to rely on your inner peace instead of external validation. And when your peace can't be disturbed, you've already won. Focus on your mission, not the noise. The noise will always be there. People will always talk, but the ones who keep talking are usually the ones who aren't doing anything. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. Because while they're watching, you're working. While they're gossiping, you're growing. While they're waiting for your downfall, you're preparing your rise. Every word they throw at you use it as fuel. Let their doubt be your drive. Let their noise remind you that you're doing something worth talking about. You got to trust your timing. Don't rush what's meant to take time. The seed planted today doesn't bloom tomorrow. It needs darkness, patience, and faith. Your season of silence is not a punishment, it's preparation. God hides you before He reveals you. He builds your character in private before He blesses you in public. So don't be discouraged when nobody notices you right now. You're not being ignored, you're being prepared. Keep working quietly. Keep improving privately. Because when your time comes, nobody will be able to deny your progress. Your growth will speak so loud that silence won't be necessary anymore. You got to learn to love the process. Stop rushing for recognition. Stop seeking validation. Focus on mastery. When you master your craft, the world will find you. You won't need to scream your worth. Your work will whisper it for you. The quietest people often make the loudest impact because their work carries truth. It carries passion. It carries purpose. So fall in love with the grind. Fall in love with the mornings when it's just you, your goals, and your faith. Fall in love with being unseen while you become unstoppable. Because the more you work in silence, the more powerful your voice becomes when you finally speak. You owe it to yourself to be great. Not to prove anyone wrong, but to prove yourself right. To prove that the sacrifices were worth it. To prove that the quiet nights, the lonely hours, the endless work had meaning. Every silent effort you make today will echo loudly tomorrow. So stop worrying about who's watching. Stop looking for approval. Just keep building brick by brick, step by step in silence. Because when the noise fades, your results will remain.